My heart was so warm that day because so many people messaged me and told me that they got in and they were thanking me, and then even some people were like, I wouldn't have gotten into medical school without you, and I'm like, oh please, like yes you would have, like you're fine, you are amazing and you totally deserve it. Hey everyone, welcome back to aDashofMo, and today I will be doing the Q&A for this week, and I will be giving y'all my week 23 medical school update. So first of all, I wanted to say thank y'all so much, all you pre-meds out there, all you medical students out there, even if you're not a pre-med or medical student, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I reached 1,000 subscribers and it is so exciting. I just can't tell you how excited I am for you and for this channel, and just I have so many awesome ideas for y'all. I have some friends that are going to medical school in the Caribbean, so I'd love to interview them. A lot of my friends got accepted to DO and MD school, so I'll be giving y'all some advice about maybe the new MCAT for the people who did get into medical school this cycle. And yeah, so I'm so excited to share all that information with you, and if you have any suggestions on what videos I should do, then leave a comment in the comment section below. So moving on to the Q&A. The first question is, hey Monique, I'm not sure if this is how you ask questions, but just in case, I will ask it here. I was wondering if you could do a video on how you deal with stress in medical school, like what type of activities and ways do you deal with stress? I would also like to know how much you study. Do you study every day and every night? Do you take off a day out of the week? Okay, so thank you, Jessica, for your question. The first one, how I deal with stress in medical school. So I stress out a lot. I'm definitely a perfectionist. I deal with a lot of stress, so how I try and cope with that, because stress is kind of inevitable in medical school, well, for me it is, I definitely treat myself after I've finished all my studying. So maybe I'll watch a movie on Netflix, or after I've done an hour or two of studying, I'll watch an episode of The Office or something like that. So just little ways to treat yourself. Also, taking breaks, for instance, on the weekends, on Fridays, if we don't have to study for a test, me and my friends, we go out. Saturdays, I am able to go to church for an hour every Saturday, and then on Sundays, that's when I do my groceries, so grocery shopping takes about an hour. So just little things to treat yourself, to get you out of the house, to get you that vitamin D that you need every day. That really helps me with stress. So those are the activities and ways that I deal with them. Also, I do go to family, friends, my boyfriend especially. I have just a great support system, thankfully, and I would encourage anyone who goes through a huge amount of stress like I feel like I do, and I know there are tons of other problems out in the world, but I feel like medical school is super stressful, and you definitely need positive people around you and people that can definitely lift you up when you are feeling down. And how much do I study? So it depends. Weekdays, I get off school maybe around 3-ish. Lately, this semester, it's been, I either get out really early, like around 12, or whenever I have lab days, or on Tuesdays, I get out around 3. So it really depends, but I study maybe about, I would say 4 to 8 hours a day. It depends what I can get done that day. And then I don't really study hourly. I make sure to get a checklist done. For instance, I'll say I need to do this lecture and this lecture and this lecture, and I need to review those. And however much time it takes me to review them, I will do it. And I don't really allocate a specific time to those things. I just do what I need to do, and so far it's been working for me. So I do try and study every day, and I mean sometimes that doesn't work out because sometimes I'm lazy, but yes, I really encourage people to study every day, even on the weekends, even just a little bit, even if it's just for an hour, just study a little bit. And do I take a day off? Yes, I do, especially recently when I get into my week 23 update, I will let y'all know how many days I took out of this week to recover. So thank you so much for your question. The next one is, what did you major in college? So I was a biology major. Thank you for your question. The next one is, love your videos. Random question, how tall are you? I am 5 foot exactly. So I'm pretty short compared to the average American person for my age. So the last question is, hey Mo, I'm thinking of double majoring in Spanish while getting my bachelor's in biology. I can speak Spanish already, but I think a lot of it is slang, not the proper way of saying things, and I want to learn to speak it properly in order to speak to my potential patients. I also thought this was a good idea since the Spanish community is so huge, and it seems that being bilingual will give me the bonus points. What do you think? Mariah, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but I think that is an awesome idea. I definitely encourage people to learn new languages. I myself, I would say I'm moderately fluent in Spanish, and then I'm moderately fluent in Filipino as well. And I think it definitely is awesome to be able to learn different languages, because you never know when you're going to get called on to use your skills and your talents that you have. So I think that's an awesome idea. I would definitely encourage it. I'm so excited to be going to Peru during spring break to utilize my Spanish, because where I go to school, I'm not actually able to use it as much as when I was back in Texas. So I'm really happy for that, and I'm just so excited. Also, speaking of my medical mission trip, I actually only have a week to raise $1,000 for the people of Huancayo, Peru. So if you don't already know, I'm going to Peru for spring break to do a medical mission trip, my first ever. If you want to support the people of Huancayo, Peru, I will leave a link in the description box below. So thank you so much for your questions. Just moving on to the update. So this week was just cray. The week prior to this one, we had an anatomy exam. This week, we had our Dr. Phib exam, which consists of histology practical of 35 questions at 11 a.m., lunch break from 12 to 1, and then we spent 4 hours doing 171 questions consisting of 15 of histology, 20 doctoring skills, 70 physiology questions, and 66 biochem questions, if that math is correct. Yeah. So thankfully I did pass my exams. I'm so sorry that I put out a video kind of late in the week, but I've just been recovering from that exam. I was freaking out so much about it. There was so much information, especially biochemistry. It was all essential board information, so it was a very vital exam to take, especially I want to be well prepared for the boards. So I was studying so much for that after the anatomy exam. And then lately I've been feeling kind of lazy studying. I hate like admitting that, but it is really true. And I think what made me lazy was I've been trying to switch up how I'm studying for physiology. So how I'm studying for physiology right now is I would read the book, and I actually got ahead. So I finished the section that we were on, which was renal physiology, like a week and a half before we actually ended it, before the exam material ended. So that actually was very helpful for me, because whenever I would come into class, I had an idea of what was going on. I was familiar with the terminology, and then I would just make notes alongside the notes that I took while I was reading the book. And reading the book is so time consuming. There were so many chapters in the renal physiology book in Guyton, and then I would take notes on every single paragraph, and even though it was time consuming, it was honestly worth it. I definitely saw an improvement in my grade when I did that. But the thing that I would change is what made me lazy was that since I did that, when I would come home from school to study for physiology, I felt like there was really nothing to study because I had gotten that information more than one time. And yeah, so when it got down to the wire, I was just so stressed because I was like, I haven't memorized my physiology formulas yet. I have a ton of biochem to review. It's just a huge section. It was on a lot of the inborn error metabolism diseases and single carbon metabolism and clinical correlation questions, like about acid-base electrolytes, and then it was also about vitamins. And so those two were a huge chunk of our exam, and I just really was scared that I was not going to do well. And it was just a lot to take in. I'm so glad that it's over, that I survived, thank goodness. And so I remember, honestly, this week was kind of a blur because I was just so lethargic and just tired of studying. And then my motivation was kind of running out, honestly. So Friday night, yeah, I studied. And then I think on Saturday, I fell asleep at like 3 a.m. reading my biochem notes on the couch. And then on Sunday, it was really cram time. I got through reviewing all the stuff once on Saturday, and then I re-reviewed it on Sunday. And then I still hadn't memorized my physiology formulas. I think I stayed up till like 2 a.m. Sunday, but good thing our histology practical didn't start till 11. So I was able to wake up, and then I never am, for this week, for some reason, I'm not able to wake up when I want to wake up. I always wake up like an hour or 2 hours after my desired time to wake up is. So, like for instance, I wanted to wake up at like 6 or 7. Yeah, no, I end up waking up at like 8 or 9. And so, did that, and during my lunch break in between our exams, during the histology practical and then our multiple choice computerized exam, I memorized the physiology formulas, and I was so stressed that I wasn't hungry, and then I don't like eating when I'm not hungry, so I was like, oh, I'll be fine, I'll just eat after the test. Yeah, no, I was dying. And then I also, during my lunch break, I reviewed biochemistry, just like all the diseases, everything about the vitamins that I need to know, just reviewed my review sheets. And it really makes a difference that I'm trying to make my notes as legible as possible. I noticed that not only is it easier for me to read it when I go back, but also, I don't know, it's just more aesthetically pleasing to my eyes, and I find it more effective than when I just do my usual chicken scratch of notes. So I'm definitely making an effort to do my notes better. But yeah, that was my week 23 medical school update. It's just been so hectic studying for my Dr. Phibb exam, right after studying for an anatomy head and neck exam. And then next week is my OPMP exam, but thank goodness it's on Tuesday, so we kind of have like 3 or 4 full days-ish to study since Friday's a half day. So I'm excited to get this crazy 3-week exam period over with. Also, since I've reached 1,000 subscribers, I wanted to announce that I'm going to do a very, very, very special video. So I really hope that y'all look out for that. It's going to be my personal journey to medical school and the real reason why I'm in medical school. So I will be sharing a lot of personal information that I feel is going to be so vital for a lot of pre-meds out there just wondering and dreaming, and I really hope that y'all don't give up. And since a lot of people that came to me with help about their applications got in this cycle, especially since the Texas match day was just this week. It was like, I think 2 days ago on Tuesday. My heart was so warm that day because so many people messaged me and told me that they got in and they were thanking me. And then even some people were like, I wouldn't have gone into medical school without you. And I'm like, oh please, like, yes you would have. Like, you're fine. You are amazing and you totally deserve it. And I just want to know if any of y'all have heard back from any schools, how your waiting, how your waiting is going. I know the wait is awful. I'm the most impatient person ever, so I totally understand what you're going through. But let me know what's going on with you, how your medical school journey is, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get updated on when I upload new videos. Also, leave a comment below if you have a question for me, especially for next week's Q&A video. And then also, if you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on social media. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I post totally different, well, sometimes I post similar stuff, but for the most part, I put up different bits and pieces of my life on there. So if you're not following me on those things, I highly suggest you do. If you want to, it's totally your choice. But yeah, so I will see y'all next time. Bye.